How's it going, guys? It's a final render here. Boy, have I got an exciting video for you guys today. This is actually one of the most highly requested videos that have ever been requested on the channel. And this has also been a bit of a chore, this video, because Bethesda did actually update the game so that awful lot of the plugins and an awful lot of the mods no longer work. But to tell you the truth, I actually managed to get, I'm going to say 95% of them working, but this video did take maybe an extra 3 days or so than I wanted. So, with that being said, let's get on with the video. So welcome to the video, people. As I mentioned, this is going to be one of the most highly requested videos currently, and I think it's going to be a good one. For this episode of Fallout 4, Building with Mods, we have come to the Boston airport, where we are going to be making a Brotherhood of Steel embassy and highly fortified defensive base. This is going to be where the Brotherhood of Steel will plan all of their main attacks and missions throughout Boston. So, starting with the Boston Airport Workbench fix, where we're able to get a full workbench here, and also using the Craftable command, we can get rid of all of the litter immediately. We're going to be using alternate settlements to build up the main core of the building. Alternate settlement adds lots of new building materials for you to work with. We're going to have a concrete base, and the walls are going to be made out of cinder blocks, almost as if it was built quickly. And using Settlement Objects Expanded, we have also got ourselves a big shrine to Liberty Prime outside the front. As I said, I want it to kind of be an embassy, but also a defensive base. So, using these pretty darn big fences, which I believe you can get with the Homemaker, we're able to seal off an awful lot of the gaps, and the Brotherhood of Steel also actually use these fences, so it actually works perfectly with the aesthetic. And just building up the main entrance area, we're going to have some signs telling people where to go in, along with some Brotherhood of Steel barricades, and also a decontamination arch, so that if you've been away on mission, you can go and clear all the radiation before entering the base. And using craftable tool walls and spaces, we've got some pretty darn big junk fences. The idea is that you would start off with these fences and then upgrade them to concrete later on. And using craftable spiral staircases, we have got some pretty darn nice spiral staircases. They are a little bit hard to walk up and down, but they look pretty darn good, and I'm happy with them so far. It's definitely what I wanted. So basically going to have a 2-story base. This is going to be where the Brotherhood of Steel do all of their planning and all of their missions, and also deal with any kind of diplomatic scenarios inside the Boston area. We're going to put up some lighting because it is just way too dark on the inside at night time. You literally can't see a thing. And we're going to have several rooms on each floor, and we're also going to have roof access. We'll need roof access to this base, so therefore I've put some concrete stairs leading from the second floor all the way to the roof, which is definitely what we need. And of course, we also need to decorate the place appropriately with the Brotherhood of Steel items, such as the power armor stations and also some big insignias on the front, which look really good. And this room here is going to be a briefing area where all of the soldiers will sit down, and then they will be briefed on all of their missions and all of their active duties inside Boston. It looks pretty nice, actually. It does look kind of rough and ready. It's almost like a forward operating base. The room itself isn't actually too fancy, but it has everything they need in order to detail all of their mission plans. And it does look pretty good in my honest opinion. I wanted it to be fairly simple, but also spacious, so you can fit lots of soldiers in there ready for their missions. So, after that, we're going to build a very small med lab towards the back of the base. It's a very small little area, this one. The idea is that the Brotherhood of Steel don't get hurt too much, but the idea is if someone comes in, say off the streets, then you're able to heal them up a little bit inside the Brotherhood Embassy. As I said, small little medical area, nothing too much, got some nice little decorations placed on the table and some nice posters and a medical gurney, but it needs to be small, and that's what it is. So, there's the clinic, and now, we need an office space. I know that it's a Fallout universe and it's all about guns and explosions and vertibirds and everything like that, but you know what? You can't run an organization this size without some basic facilities like an office. So, here is a cool office area. It's got maybe 8 or 9 tables in there, each with a terminal, and it's also got little decorations on every table, and I think it's fairly convincing. It's nothing fancy, it is literally just a place to sit down and do all of the filing and do all the paperwork the Brotherhood needs. So now after that, we need to have a little sleeping area. Obviously, soldiers are going to be staying here, maybe not permanently, maybe just as they arrive in Boston they'll be here for a little bit, so just have a very simple sleeping area, but also one that is practical to the everyday soldier. So we're going to have bunk beds, because obviously bunk beds mean more boots on the ground, because there's 2 beds for the small amount of space we have. And also I've decided to get these duffel bags, and I've actually attached them to each bunk. So the idea is that every soldier has their own little duffel bag, and then that duffel bag is permanently attached to their bed. And using standalone atom bomb pinups, we have got some pinup pictures, which I think the soldiers would probably have. You know, it is realistic, I think, to have that, along with some lore-friendly posters just to decorate the place and make it look a little more friendly, because this is a place where you kind of relax after a hard day of being in the Brotherhood of Steel. You might have been on missions, you might have been doing filing all day. You want to be able to just have a nice place to sleep where you're not going to be too bothered by the outside world. So this is it. And of course, we need a mess area. I do enjoy building little mess and kitchen areas, as I'm sure you've probably noticed in the past, and this one is no exception. We have got quite a lot of tables in there, and we've also got a nice kitchen area. I'm going to use the OCDecorator to put down lots of food on all of the counters. I love doing this, I really do. When you add loads and loads of food to each of these counters, it starts to look quite convincing. And also decorate all the tables with these TV dinner trays, because they don't have fancy cutlery and stuff, they've just got those little TV dinner plates. Using the Craft and Fury to put up some pretty stacked shelves full of food as well. And here is the mess area. As I said, this is probably the most highly decorated part on the inside of the base, and it's fairly nice. I think it's practical. Renovated Furniture has given us some really nice clean kitchen utensils, so I really like that. I think it looks pretty good. And now, for the kind of main entrance to the building, we need a central reception desk, which is going to be decorated with lots of books and telephones and pencils, everything like that. Everything that 2 receptionists would need, and also some dividers so we can deal with more than one customer at any one time. And here's a really cool thing. Since this place is also kind of doubling as an embassy, I wanted this be a kind of trophy section of the Brotherhood of Steel. So we've got these display cases, and we are going to be shrinking down statues of regular characters in the game, and we are going to be putting them on display. And we're going to be doing the same for vehicles. We're going to have lots of stuff that is associated with the Brotherhood of Steel, such as the power armor frames, and also a lot of the vehicles that they use, such as the Vertibirds. And we're going to shrink them down to a tiny size, and then put them in the display cases. I think it works out quite well, actually. It actually does look quite nice. It doesn't look like a regular thing I've just shrunk down. It actually does look like quite a convincing, almost miniatures display. So I really like that. I think it's pretty cool. But one thing we need is use Placeable NPCs to give ourselves a mini statue of everyone's favourite paladin, Paladin Dance. I've just shrunk him down and turned off his AI using the command console. So now we have got a little statue of Little Dance. Oh, doesn't he look cute? Obviously, it really does look like a little figurine since it's frozen in time, but in reality that is actually an actual person with a soul. He's just been shrunk down a bit. So, there is the display. I really like it. This is probably one of the favourite things I've ever built in the game for decorations, and I just really like it. What do you guys think about it? I think it's pretty cool. And now, just mostly about decorating the place, using lots of Brotherhood of Steel emblems all around the place, lots of Brotherhood of Steel flags, and also some carpets just to kind of show where people need to go and where to stand so they're not cluttering the place up too much. And also, decorate the outside. We've got a huge amount of space outside, and this is going to be where a lot of the kind of main physical engineering work is done, and it's also going to be where a lot of the defences are. So we've actually gone and put up lots of T60 power armor frames, and they look pretty good. You know, they're fully armed, fully repaired, ready to go, so if they are attacked, someone can just jump into one of these power armors and get straight into battle. I think you would need those on site. And we're also going to decorate the place with lots of little repair hammers and stuff, so it looks like they're being worked on constantly. And at night, when you fill the place with spotlights and some more defences such as miniguns and sandbags, it looks pretty darn cool at night. I really like this place. It looks almost like it was an embassy at one point, you know, with the big fountain statue in the middle, but now it's become a base. And we've also got some cool workshops using NorthlandDiggers crafting resource jobs, so people can make ammo, they can make new scrap metals and everything like that, and keep busy while they're in the base. And also put up lots of flags, and you know what? The place looks good. As I said, it looks like it was an embassy, but now it's a battle-hardened base that's ready to go. So now, time to tackle the roof. Obviously, it's a Brotherhood of Steel. We need to get some air support down here, don't we? And of course, we've got the Pridwin nearby, but we need our own helipad so that we can get our very own Vertibird up in here. The helipad's a little bit too big, so I actually was able to shrink it down at the command console to half of its size, and that actually fitted onto the roof quite nicely. And using a brand new mod as well, we're able to get our very own Vertibird. Obviously, there are lots of mods which add Vertibirds, heck, I've used them in this video, but this is our own Vertibird, and it even has its own personality.
Don't worry. It'll take some time, but I think we'll get used to one another. Time to hit the road.
These craftable Vertibirds are a really nice feature with the mods. You just basically climb in, select where you want to go on your Pip-Boy, and then it takes you to the place. And it works just the same as any normal Vertibird really, and you can land it anytime you want, and it works really well. It's a nice little feature with the mods, and I like it a lot. So now, time to put down lots of more floor mats, and also, we need some actual soldiers here. So again, using Placeable NPCs, we're able to add lots of members of the Brotherhood of Steel. Some of them are in power armor, some of them are just regular old scribes, to the base, so to actually populate the place and make it look busy. I really should put more time and effort into actually placing my own settlers, but now I've actually done in this video, I think the results speak for themselves. The place looks much busier. Most of them actually just climbed out of their power armor straight away for some reason, but I'm not too fussed as long as there is hustle and bustle in this base. I think it looks really convincing. So, that is the Brotherhood of Steel Embassy / forward operating base complete. As I said, I did lose quite a bit of time when making this video because I had to do lots of mod fixing, but now I think I've made a pretty good base. People have requested this video for so long, and now I've finally bought it. And I actually really like this one. I have tried this before in the past, but I couldn't think of anything which really worked. But the idea of having an embassy and a base, I think it's really good. We got some really superb decorations up in here to make it look like almost like a shrine to the Brotherhood of Steel, a place where the Brotherhood of Steel would go to rest, and also where people might sign up for the Brotherhood of Steel. Rather than going all the way to the Pridwin, you will come in here, and then if you're accepted, you will then be taken to the Pridwin. Well, that's what I imagined anyway. And it's functional as well. We've got lots of workbenches outside, we've got lots of food areas as well, we've also got medical areas, so I could use this in the actual game as well. If I am near the Boston airport, I can come here, stock up on supplies, get some sleep, and everything is fine in the game as well. And not only that, but I also feel as if this could be a part of the game, because this huge area of the Boston airport is just unused. So it actually would make sense that they would have some kind of ground base as well as just the base on the Pridwin, which is kind of their main base. But you know what? I really like it. Lots of cool new mods working together really well. And if anything, this video really does show that decorating the place really does make a huge difference. I see so many videos of people and they just make lots of buildings, but the buildings have no life, they have no substance. But if you spend lots of time on decorating, you don't even need to build that many buildings. You can just make everything look believable simply by placing down decorations. And in this case, I think it's turned out really well. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the final render, and this has been me building a Brotherhood of Steel base. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to check out some of my other videos if you enjoyed this series. It's been a pretty good series so far, and I'm going to continue making it. In the last video, we actually did a replica of the Lucky 38 from Fallout New Vegas. Check that out if you're interested. It's a really cool video. And not only that, make sure you subscribe. We are very nearly on 22,000 subscribers right now, and that absolutely blows my mind. It really does. So it's great to see that these videos are getting lots of attention from you guys, and you guys are enjoying them, because I enjoy making this content and I plan to do it in the future. So again, thank you very much for watching. This has been the final render, and you have been the audience.